President Trump reacting after Rudy Giuliani's revelation that the president reimbursed his personal attorney for those payments to the porn star. Here's the president this morning.
Rudy is a great guy, but he just started a day ago. But he really has his heart into it. He's working hard. He's learning the subject matter. And he's going to be issuing a statement, too. But he is a great guy. He knows it's a witch hunt. That's what he knows. He's seen a lot of them. And he said he's never seen anything so horrible. He started yesterday. He'll get his facts straight. He's a great guy.
Woo! All right, many in the White House say they first learned about the reimbursement from Giuliani's Wednesday night interview with Sean Hannity right here on Fox. Yesterday, reporters asked Press Secretary Sarah Sanders to explain the discrepancy. Watch this.
You said on March 7th there was no knowledge of any payments from the president, and he's denied all of these allegations. Were you lying to us at the time, or were you in the dark?
The president has denied and continues to deny the underlying claim. And again, I've given the best information I had at the time. And I would refer you back to the comments that you yourself just mentioned a few minutes ago about the timeline from Mayor Giuliani.
Why can't you just answer yes or no whether you were in the dark? I think it's a fairly simple question whether you just didn't have the information.
I think it's a fairly simple answer that I've given you actually several times now. I gave you the best information that I had, and I'm going to continue to do my best to do that every single day.
So there's that. And then the president saying today a full list is going to be coming out detailing what the Cohen retainer was spent on. Wow. I know I fell off my chair in my office watching that. Guy, what did you think?
Well, for the president to have his new lawyer come out and mount a new defense on the Stormy Daniels stuff all over television, particularly on this network, and then Trump comes out a day or two later and says, well, he's new here, he'll get his facts straight. It's not usually the order that you want to do things in. And now we're learning, and I think Trump alluded to it briefly in that scrum, he said that Rudy is going to put out a new statement clarifying his previous statements that were supposed to be clarifying of this whole situation. This is not going well.
Although, Kennedy, I would say on the flip side of the coin, that there are people who believe, okay, so they went in and they grabbed everything out of Michael Cohen's office. Those documents were going to show that the president did, in fact, reimburse Michael Cohen. So this was a way to come out and get the fact before somebody else on the other side came out and said, ta-da, here's proof. You know, you kind of like get the bad fact out there and get the news cycle over with.
That's very good. Unfortunately, the news cycle isn't over with. That's what's problematic, because we're still talking about it. It's day 3. There are clarifications. There are tense exchanges with the press. And all of this is, as you know, a huge distraction from some very pressing matters at hand. And I'm sure everyone in the White House wants to get past this. I think the best way to do that is to not come up with a new set of facts when they become convenient, or when there is a set of facts that is going to make light. You should just really put out the honest set of facts from the get-go, so you don't have to change anything.
Like if this is story number 7,
right,
then they're going to have to go to story number 8 within 2 days. That is not good planning.
Well, I think there's
credibility problem for the White House, too.
Well, I think there's been some sort of attempt to try to take the possibility of a campaign finance law violation off the table by the way the payment was done.
And that's fine, but then creating other issues on top of that.
I'm not.
Right.
Wait for it. But the problem is, if Giuliani will get his facts straight and that he needs to learn the subject matter, why in the Lord's name is he out talking to the public right now? And so I cannot comprehend this. And as someone who's worked in political communications, who's worked on campaigns, worked on Capitol Hill, there is nothing more frustrating than seeing someone create more problems that didn't need to exist for themselves. So seeing this train wreck go down is incredibly frustrating. Also, just from a legal standpoint, if you're the president, I would be worried that this is your team that's representing you in a host of some really serious legal problems right now with the Mueller investigation and also with this Cohen issue as well. So, I mean, you got to be a little worried right now.
What I don't understand, though, is what was wrong with the version that Giuliani came out with. Like, what's the next fix going to be?
Well, that's the question. At this point, none of us know what the real story is. Was it story 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
No.
Or, no. Today, the president basically said no. So this is a credibility problem for the White House, because if you stand up there and you say absolutely not, the president did not pay this back, and then whoopsie, it turns out maybe he did. What else is she not in the in the know about? And as someone who stood at that podium, I feel bad for Sarah Sanders in that instance that she did not. If someone didn't tell her the truth and sent her out there with bad information, that is not fair to her. And I will also say that the other...
I mean, that's also a job that you've done at the State Department,
Exactly.
and you worked with President Obama.
Exactly. And for someone to go out to that podium...
You guys always coordinated your lives. That's what I really respect.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair. But what I was also going to say is, interestingly, in that scrum, now the president says we're going to get a full list of what his money was spent on.
That was kind of funny, though.
Guys, but wait, are we going to get a full list of everyone who's been paid off?
That's still a valid question. I mean, I don't think the Stormy Daniels thing in and of itself is a political anvil, but I will say if there are other things that Michael Cohen had to take care of, and if each one of these things has a loudmouth, blathering attorney who's going to spend all day in a tent camped out at MSNBC, that could be a great distraction.
Can I does anybody in America still care about this? I mean, haven't you kind of concluded that he probably did this thing? It's gross.
But then why
maybe
do
he
they
paid
keep
someone
lying?
off.
That's
Let's just.
Let's
it's
move on.
like-
Unfortunately, we can't
Let's
move on
move
from
on.
it because, it's as though
surprising.
Rudy Giuliani gave the centipede 200 more legs.
Yes, they put it back in the news.
The story could have ended a